Baby, I'm a hit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Legit.
would you give a warm welcome
Better give me room.
for the soon-to-be legendary
Jamie New.
Me? Sorry, miss. Just daydream.
Hey everyone, it's Anthony Allen Ramos. Okay, so everybody's talking about Jamie as a coming-of-age story that tells the story of a 16-year-old boy who dreams of becoming a drag queen and also going to prom. The film is going to be available September 17th on Amazon Prime Video. And today I'm so excited to be joined by Max Harwood, who plays Jamie, and the film's director, Jonathan Butterell. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
This film made me so happy, honestly. I'm so excited to talk to both of you. I mean, I gotta start with you, Max. You know, was it like to really just get launched into the spotlight with getting to play this role?
It's been interesting and crazy and sort of everything that I always thought it would be and never realized that I would ever get here. So it's mind-blowing, really.
Yeah, well, you do such a good job as Jamie. But Jonathan, you know, you have been a part of this, you know, because anyone that out there that isn't familiar with the story, obviously it's based on a true story that became a musical and has just become such a beloved phenomenon. And I know for you, you know, having been involved with the stage show and then now getting to direct the film version, what has it been like to kind of see the story now become a film?
It's been amazing, you know, to start from a documentary where a young 16-year-old boy gets the first image I ever saw was Jamie Campbell getting off a bus with his school uniform, looking right down the camera and saying, "My name's Jamie and I want to be a drag queen." And the camera pans down and he's wearing the most fabulous pair of shoes in his school uniform. And I want to tell this story. I want to find a way of putting this story into the world.
I got something to show you. You gotta swear not to tell anyone.
Tell anyone what?
I want to be a drag queen.
Oh my day.
And it's very naturally, and I think because of the courage of this young boy and actually how we can all relate to that, it's very naturally and crazily quickly found its way to this place that we are now sharing this as a movie with Amazon Prime on 250 territories across the world, in cinemas in the UK and the US. It's extraordinary.
That's a lot of countries.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Get ready. I know it's massive. You know, it is such a, you know, I felt myself laughing, obviously. I felt myself on the verge of tears. There's just so many feels to it, but I think there is such heart to the story. So Max, getting to play Jamie, you know, what do you hope that people, you know, like you said, there are so many people that will have the opportunity to see the story now because it has such a reach on Amazon Prime Video. What do you want people that see this story based on a real person, Jamie, to take away from it?
I suppose I'd want people to take away that little bit of confidence to maybe step into a more authentic place, you know, regardless of who you are, where you are, how old you are, whether you identify as queer or not queer. I think the brilliant thing about this story is finally we're seeing like queer representation come into a space where it's like fully three-dimensional in the last couple of years. And, you know, we're telling stories now more than ever before that feel really like padded out in terms of like that, you know, we're not just telling the coming out story or the gay best friend story or the tragic like ending. This story is about, you know, how a young queer kid finds joy. So I hope you find joy through watching it.
It will bring a lot of joy. Jonathan, you know, thinking about the many theater productions that have been translated into film, it's not, you know, they're very different mediums. So what was that process and what were some of the challenges, or was it easy for you to kind of take what is seen on the stage and then take it to, you know, the big screen, basically?
I wouldn't describe filmmaking as easy.
I didn't think so.
It's incredibly complex, difficult, enormous, challenging, fear-making, many things, and particularly when it's your first, you know. But actually, the honest truth is I found it exhilarating. I loved it, you know. I loved what cinema can do. I love that cinema can give you scope and scale and it could allow me to go right into the heart of a community. You know, theatre, you have to an audience has to use their imagination. In cinema, you take yourself right back to the actuality of space and people and community, and it allowed me to do that. It does the most extraordinary thing when it gets close, because you see right inside somebody, you see their soul almost, and you see the complexity and the mess of being human. And also it allowed my particular imagination to just run riot, to just explode, because Jamie's imagination explodes, you know. So it allowed dance and color and spectacle and design to just show how Jamie's imagination wanted to fly. And I honestly loved every second of it, fear aside.
No, it's so well done, and big numbers. It feels so, you know, grand and fabulous, which I think is exactly what it should be. You know, I just thought about that, you know, this being your directorial debut, Jonathan, and then Max, this being your big kind of debut on screen. And I mean, did the two of you kind of get to bond in this experience, kind of just both of you doing firsts together?
Yes.
We made a pact.
Oh, okay.
We absolutely made a pact. I said, I've got you, and he said, he's got me.
You.
And we that pact has remained, you know.
To this day.
I love that. Max, I guess, do you have a particular favorite scene or song that you got to do in this film? Because there's many, many fabulous ones.
Yeah, there's loads. I mean, the bigger numbers stand out, like Don't Even Know It, which we shot throughout the shoot, was really fun to do, because, you know, the costuming and the sets, like, they really, like, enable you to inhabit the character, right? So those are moments that I had super amounts of fun doing. And then there's other scenes like The Wall in My Head and My Man, Your Boy in the kitchen at the end, which I just really enjoyed working on, because those were the two moments that I really loved from the original musical, and put pressure on myself to get those right. And I worked really hard on them, and to be able to like bring those to the screen and those moments to the screen, which I resonated with really strongly when I originally encountered the piece, was like a dream come true, really.
They're so good. Jonathan, you know, speaking of pressure, I know the real Jamie Campbell has been very pleased with the film and very instrumental throughout this whole process. How great has it been to, you know, to get to continue to work with him and to, you know, just expand his story into something that so many millions of people will now get to see?
It's been an honor, a privilege. It's very humbling, you know. Jamie's very much the heart of our family, the beating heart of our family. Him and Margaret, we are constantly in touch. He was around during the whole shoot, him and Margaret. Only last weekend, they were in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh Film Festival. They're upstage promoting it. They are absolutely part and parcel of our family.
I love that. And then Max, I know Outfest was, I heard you had a fabulous time. You looked amazing. What has it been like to kind of get to do all of these amazing red carpet premieres and to have the film, you know, be seen by so many people?
Yeah, I've enjoyed those moments. I really enjoy fashion and stuff like that. So those moments for me and were really truly fun and fabulous and amazing. And you know, I'm so lucky. I'm out here in the States promoting a film that I worked really hard on, that I genuinely really love. And it's nice to be on a project like that you feel so passionately about. And yeah, I'm just so glad. You know, this film is all about community, right? And how a community shifts to make a safe space for someone. And you know, we're getting to be here and to be sharing this film in different communities, and seeing how different people respond has just been overwhelming, and so far so good, I think.
Jonathan, we also have to talk about the music because, you know, like we said, so many amazing songs. And the good thing is the soundtrack is also going to be available on September 10th on Republic Records. I mean, how important is the role that music plays specifically with this story? Because like I found myself listening to the soundtrack over and over as soon as I watched the film.
The songs by Dan Gillespie Sells and Tom McRae are just they just go right to your heart, you know. Either they make you want to dance, they make you want to sing, or they cut right into the heart of the emotion of a place. And you know, and also I wanted the reason Dan and Tom wrote this music is I wanted the music also to be pop. You know, Dan has a band in Britain called The Feeling, an amazing band. He's an amazing songwriter. And I wanted that music that cut right to the heart of communities, you know, and young people are listening to pop. And I wanted it to feel like what they were listening to on their phones, or that moms at home were listening to on their radios, you know. So it is the beating heart of this story as we tell it, is through music.
And we get an original Sophie Ellis-Bextor on the soundtrack, which I love too. While we're still young, so good. But anyway, the two of you, like I said, I loved the film so much. I can't wait for the rest of the world. Like you said, the many, many territories and countries that Amazon Prime Video carries to see it. To just remind everyone, everybody is talking about Jamie will be released on September 17th on Amazon Prime Video. And like I said, you can check out the soundtrack on Republic Records September 10th. Max, Jonathan, so nice to meet you both. Congratulations.